Do you warm up when you exercise? I hope so. Just as we should warm up when we exercise, so should we when we are getting ready to practice our musical instrument. I'm going to cover 3 reasons why you really want to learn your scales. The first reason is to do with warming up. Scales are a great way for us to gently ease into our practice. They help get our fingers ready for more rigorous playing. Let's define scales to start off with though. Scales, the word, comes from the Latin word scala, which means ladder. Scales are made up of steps, and ladders are made up of steps too. That's why it gets that name. And each sound or key in a scale is a step. The first scale we tend to learn as beginners is the penta scale. As the name indicates, there are 5 sounds to that scale. Let's take a quick look at that scale. Here is C penta scale. So we would play that scale, each hand separately, and then together, and just really gently, slowly play the scale or whatever scale we're doing to warm up. Start off slowly and gradually play a bit faster once our fingers have had a chance to warm up. And warm up can take up to 10 minutes. That should be fine. The second reason why we want to learn scales is that it gives us practice in how we use our fingers to play the piano. And that scale I just showed you, the C penta scale, keeps our hand in a fixed position. And really, musicians use their hands more freely. So the pentascale gets us started as beginners, early beginners. And then when the time is right, we learn maneuvers that help us move around the keyboard more freely, covering more space, more of the keyboard. For example, the regular C major scale helps us do that. Let's take a quick look at that now. As you can see with that scale, we are using our fingers a bit differently there so that we can cover more ground. I'm doing something differently with my thumb there. And scales give us practice in doing that, which is really important for the music we want to play. Scales prepare us for the music we want to play. Tip number 3, and this is the fun reason why we should learn scales, and that is because scales allow us to get creative. It's allowed many composers and songwriters to create their own music. Some of the best music literally has scales in it in some shape or form. David Bowie is an example of this. In his song, for example, John, I'm Only Dancing, funnily enough, people's favourite part of that song tends to be the beginning of the chorus, which literally has a scale in it. The bass of that part I just played you is literally E minor scale going up and then going down. And so this shows us that scales can sound fun, because that is literally people's favorite part of of this song's music. Here is another example. The bass line of the beginning of the chorus in Changes. It's C major going down. And that's another thing about scales. They go up and then they go down. We call it ascending and descending. Have a listen to the bass of Changes to hear this example. Here it comes again. So that was 2 times. You could hear it going down, C major, and then doing it again. So we can improvise with scales. Scales help us to improvise. They help us to create our own music. So this is another reason why we owe it to ourselves to include scales as part of our musical diet. And some people will find scales boring, but honestly, they're not. And if you find them boring, then you can always change your approach to them and make them work for you. So I hope I've encouraged you to make scales part of your routine. That's it for now. Until next time, bye for now.